Throughout history, various paranormal stories have been told, and it seems that the majority of these aren't one-off cases. Others have come forward in detailed encountering similar things. One of the most common yet frightening entities has been called the shadow person. For many years, a number of people all around the world have reported waking up at night and seeing a mysterious shadow figure in their room. This shadowy figure has over time become famous, leading on to it being given a variety of different names, some of which include the Shadow Man, the Hatman, and the Shadow Person. The phenomenon has gained widespread popularity, and a number of documentaries have been made on the subject, trying to get to the bottom of what people are experiencing. However, it seems the more the subject is looked into, the more questions are put forward. The history of the Hatman phenomenon goes way back in time, and different written records of the Hatman have been found. In fact, some evidence of the Hatman-like entity has been found in scriptures of previous civilizations, showcasing that whatever this thing is, it's been plaguing humanity for a long time. Some have gone on to detail that this entity would appear in the corner of a room, and that this usually happens while they're sleeping, and when they try to move or get away from it, they realize they can't. This has caused some to say this entity is evil. One woman has detailed her encounters with something mysterious. She shared her account with us, saying the following: "We originally captured a voice on video while my mum was talking with my 1-year-old son. The voice sounded like it said 'come on,' or something along those lines. Then we set up cameras and I called a priest. The priest came the same day when we set up the cameras. Within 24 hours we captured several smoke videos, 2 additional instances where we heard a clear voice, and it said, 'I'm tired of you trying to get me out of this house, and come see or come sleep,' and orbs that when slowed down formed the image of a man and a little girl. I called the priest back for a second blessing, and then we disconnected the cameras to avoid giving it any more attention or power. Before this started, my mum and I had been suffering from vivid nightmares and sleep paralysis, where I would see shadow man-shaped blobs, sleep hallucinations and voices calling you awake, and also feeling things. Lastly, my mother and I used to see the infamous shadow man in the hat when I was younger. This happened when I was around 5. I'm now 35. My mother and grandma saw it while awake. Since we disconnected the video, I'm still having sleep issues and even hallucinating, hearing things like growling, name-calling and loud buzzing noises. But I am seeing a sleep specialist, and attributing it to REM disorder to avoid attention just in case. We don't know why it started, but my mother, myself and my one daughter have always been sensitive, and seen things such as shadow people during sleep awakenings. Before this started, we had enormous negative energy in the household, and my sister tried to communicate with something that had a bad energy presence. That said, I've always been having horrible nightmares, and sleep paralysis more frequently since I moved in here around a year ago. The previous owner had a daughter that was connected to a murder, and we actually found a small witch broom in our attic a couple of weeks back, with her name on it, which we quickly threw away. The true cause of what happened is a mystery, and maybe a little bit of everything. As mentioned, this isn't the first person to come forward with their encounter. Others have detailed very similar things happening, especially when seeing the entity they call the shadow person. One thing that paranormal researchers can't seem to agree on though is what this entity is. Some people believe the Hatman is actually a mysterious entity that's haunted human beings for years, and continues to do so in the present day. They believe that the Hatman tries its best to paralyze a person, and even go as far as taking their life. However, when it fails to do so, the person lives to tell their tale. Interestingly, some tribes have described seeing a similar looking entity. One is that of the Canadian Inuit people, who refer to this entity as Yukumangernig. This mysterious entity is known to paralyze humans with fear, and it seems to suck the breath right out of them. While scientific studies have found a phenomenon known as sleep paralysis, they fail to explain the appearance of the shadow figure. According to one theory, humans are most vulnerable when they're asleep, and when they're suffering from sleep paralysis, their brain plays a trick where they believe that someone is ready to harm them. However, there's no scientific evidence supporting this theory. Some people believe that the Hatman is actually their own spirit, and that it appears as a shadowy figure. They claim that when we're asleep, our spirit leaves our body, and sometimes when we suddenly wake up during the middle of the night, our spirit has not yet returned to the body, and what we're actually seeing as the Hatman is our own spirit. Another person detailed their encounter, saying that they've had nightmares their whole life, and during many of these they've encountered the Hatman, going on to say that this faceless being slowly makes its way towards them, and once it reaches the bed they then wake up, left scarred and confused about what happened. People like this who have encountered the Hatman believe this is a real entity, and that its main goal is just to cause fear. There's certainly no shortage of shadow people stories, and there seems to be no consistency, with it affecting people from all over the world, and of all ages. So what do you guys make of this video, and have any of you experienced anything similar? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.